All right, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Daily Rundown. My name is Roxanne. I'm the executive producer here at WDTV, and with me, as always, is Anavan, our first at four producer. And Anavan, I have a little story before we start on our headlines and stuff today.
I'm a little curious to see what this is about. I briefly heard you mentioning it in the newsroom, but I didn't
Yes.
get all the details.
So I talked a little bit about it today because it was a very shocking thing that happened to me after I was at rehearsal last night, and then I came home, around 10 or so, and this happened. So while I was kind of getting ready for bed, I realized, and I was walking around my house like bare feet, getting ready for bed, in my pajamas, whatever, and I had stepped on something, and I thought at first it was like a crumb or whatever, and I turn around, it was a bug of some sort, and so at first I think it's a spider because there's a lot of spiders in my house, but no, let me show you the picture of it. It was a wasp.
That is terrifying. Did it sting you?
No. So, and I didn't know at first like what kind of wasp it was, and also I didn't even know if it was a wasp or not. I just kind of assumed. Here, I'll show you guys the picture again.
That's terrifying.
But I assumed. I mean, it looks pretty much like a wasp, not like your typical wasps that you might see like in the wasp nest that you might get in your garden or near your house. But definitely. Not like a bee or a mosquito or a fly.
No, that's definitely a wasp.
Right. So I was looking it up last night, and this, I think, is a mason wasp is what it's called. So this is a different picture of a different wasp, obviously, but this is kind of the closest thing that I could find that looked similar to what I had stepped on last night.
Now, if you had to compare that wasp to a coin, how big is it?
Not very big. So it's on like a paper towel right now. I mean, it probably wasn't like any bigger than like a dime curled up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't big.
It looked big in that picture, so I was like,
because it's very zoomed in, so it looks pretty big. But it was not very big at all. It was probably like.
That's still terrifying.
I mean, it was scary. And when I figured out that it was a wasp, I was like paranoid at that point that it had stung me. But like, I didn't have any swelling. I didn't feel any pain.
Are you
or anything.
allergic to?
No, but it's just like, I mean, I would have been kind of freaked out too, even if it was a spider.
Yeah.
I'd be like, did it bite me? Or like, I don't know if it's venomous.
Could you imagine though, like you're in your house, a place where you should be safe from bugs, and then you get stung by a bee. Imagine if you're allergic to one. Like,
no, I know.
That's terrifying.
So, thankfully it didn't sting me. And I was kind of, looking it up. I was going on a little deep dive rabbit hole last night about, and so I think it's a mason wasp is what it's called. And according to Google, it's a solitary species. They say that females have a venomous sting similar to that of a bald-faced hornet. I don't know exactly what that is, but it sounds really scary and like it would hurt.
Yeah.
And then it says males don't have a stinger but can defend themselves with their pointy abdomens if they're like cornered or whatever. So it says they usually don't sting unless they're threatened or stepped on. So I don't know how I got out of it stinging me.